Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Drifter Saloon. Ven Corbin here with another featured superstar review. This weekend we were given Hall of Fame Bret Hart. A couple things to note, you're going to hear a lot of repeated comments from these content creators this weekend because a lot of people are in agreement. Also, one thing I want to note before I jump into things too far, there was a little bit of a discrepancy with the shards this weekend. The blog stated something about it being 375 shards plus what's in the tours or bags and things like that. It's hard to explain, but essentially I will say that it would have been nice to have a little bit more clarity and transparency when it came to this, as a lot of people were trying to math out if they were able to obtain the superstar this weekend. That being said, you know, Scopely does a lot of great things for us. They do a lot of, there's also been a lot of hiccups, so I'm going to reserve my judgment for how they address this matter, but as it stands right now, I know there are some people that are upset. Specifically for this weekend, I'm going to mention if somebody received the superstar, if they did not receive the superstar, or if they decided to opt out of telling me if they received them. So that's just because of this. If people like that idea, I can maybe do that moving forward, since I don't get the review until Sunday night before I make the video. So we can always make this an ongoing thing. But specifically for this weekend, as there was a shard discrepancy, I wanted to make sure that I brought this up in the beginning and kind of go over that. So as far as it goes for Hall of Fame Bret Hart, really solid character. Giving my review first before the content creators, I really enjoyed this guy. I did not know if I was going to like him or not, but when I got the trial and I was able to play his card himself and kind of build him the way I would, he's solid. He was a lot of fun to play. I didn't feel like I needed to have Matt Hardy for him and a lot of other things. So as a whole, I was very happy with this card. And he's a Hall of Fame requirement. He's an Acro requirement, and he's a Bret Hart requirement, which I believe he's the only Bret Hart that's of decent value. Some people may have builds for the other ones, but as far as I've done, I haven't really enjoyed any of the Bret Hart cards except for this one. So very solid. Glad I was able to get him. I did obtain this card this weekend via shards. I did spend, so mentioning that at the very beginning now. So going into what he does as far as a trainer goes, he is basically just a color turn gem damage trainer. Starts at, I think it was like 10% and goes up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. In which case, I don't think anyone's going to get him to 17k for the trainer purposes, or coach purposes. So he's there for that. If a card comes out that does great for color turn, great. Otherwise, I would not be too high on him. So, alright, that is my review. We're going to jump into everybody else's now. And so starting off with Tubob, as of recording this video, I'm not going to say that every time, but as of recording this video, Tubob did not obtain Hall of Fame Bret Hart. But he did say, Bret is absolutely amazing. Very solid start there. For most players without premium entourage setups and strap bonuses. So he's a solid card for most players without premium entourage setups and strap bonuses. In my book, as I'm thankful to have what I have, I wouldn't say a perfect 10 with both gears, but he's about as damn near close as it gets. Low MP charges, high move damage, consistent recycling, versatility, and movesets and skill plates, and isn't just another standard multiply gem acrobat, and is finally a very solid competitive Hall of Fame card outside of Hall of Fame Hogan, Dusty, etc. The gears give the majority of the player base something to chase in the future if there's a grind element for one or both of his gears, even though it's not necessary. But boy oh boy, we finally have a true excellence of execution amongst our WWE Champion rankings, and here he is, Acro Bret Hart. And I can agree with a lot of that. Tubob hit all of the buzzwords there at the very beginning with the MP charges, move damage, all that kind of stuff, but it's true. Bret Hart hits all those to a very good point. BPG, Big Papa Gaming, comes in. He did, as of recording this video, he did obtain the card. Finally, a poster in this game worthy of bearing the name Bret Hart. Truly the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I feel like that will be a reoccurring comment. But yeah, BPG was very high on Bret Hart, and it shows. Davey D, as I recorded this video, did not obtain Bret Hart, but says best build is to make the multiply, damage for every multiply, and then destroy the multiply gems. Wash, rinse, repeat. Beats 5-star golds, opponents without a strap, beat his tour without trainers. I will be pulling for him. That's what he put in his review, because he gave me his review before the weekend. Got too into it. He did pull for him and did not get him, I guess. DJ Anon declined to comment if he received Bret Hart, but he said gears are cool but not game-breaking and not necessary for his success. I don't actually have a shot of his moves this time that I liked, but everyone had him, so I'm sure that there's something out there this time. And it's true, everyone did get a trial, but for those watching this maybe after the trial, I also ran the blue-blue-green setup. Or green-green, I'm sorry, I did not run. I ran the green-green-blue setup. Alright, so up next, Godflow did receive the card as of making this video. He did obtain Bret Hart. Very versatile, highly anticipated, finally an Acro Hall of Fame. I believe this is the first Acro Hall of Fame character, now that Godflow mentions it, so that's pretty nifty for those that did get him. He has low MP, big boom, and a move making him a mini Stevie Ray. He is a card you can go to in the lab and come up with all kinds of setups to take care of most jobs, and he has the amazing Hall of Fame tag link. Again, buzzwords, and he does have this Hall of Fame tag link, which is true. So, solid character. I like the fact that people can play him a little bit differently depending on how they want to do it. But I have some asterisks in here, and it says tell the story of 25 shards. So as I was about to make this video, I hit up Godflow, and I was like, hey, did you happen to land this card? And he's like, you need to check this out. I needed 25 shards, one bag left in the tour for 50 shards. I was like, well, you could just buy the $20 pack and get the 25 you need. He sends me a screenshot, and it's just the bag, but it didn't open all the way. So he had to go in and figure out how many shards he had. But when he opened up his roster, there was Bret Hart sitting there at 3-star bronze. So he pulled Bret Hart at 3-star bronze out of the bag at the very last bag of the tour, and he was so mad. He ended up getting the 25 shards elsewhere and decided to use or get him, and then had the 3-star bronzes, I believe TP. I think that's how he went about it. So, still very funny. Game glitched out. He got him at 3-star bronze, and then ended up having to get the shards a different way. Alright, so as of this video, Goldie did not receive, or did not obtain Bret Hart, and she says, it's about damn time. Gears are just icing on the cake for him. He's so good without them. The only reason I didn't give him a 10 is because of his coach ability, which we can kind of see his coaching ability isn't very strong. But anyways, back to what Goldie said. I didn't give him a 10 because of his coach ability. Different movesets depending on playstyle preference. Hits hard with the multi-build without Matt. 5-star finishers like if Stevie and Icon Batista had a baby. I mean, very good key points to be making as far as it goes with Hall of Fame Bret Hart and how well he hits. And then J-Man, as if channeling the same mindset of Goldie, also says, about damn time. Might be a Canadian thing, I don't know. But I've been waiting for this for 4 years. Bret the Hitman Hart representing Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The excellence of execution. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Hall of Famer and 5-time WWE Champion. Put some capital, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, respect on the man's name when you say it. That is a lot to say, J-Man. Oh my god. Well, that's all well and good, but what about the review? The coaching ability wasn't amazing, however, what can I say? All 3 of Bret's movesets are awesome. He's a top 5 acro in the game. He'll be an excellent in both feud and showdown. Put him in against anyone and they will be excellently executed. J-Man out here having me read a novel and a half about Bret Hart. I also forgot to mention, as of this video, J-Man did obtain Bret Hart. Up next is Gerson. Gerson was very straight to the point, not a terribly big review this time, and he did obtain Bret Hart. He also obtained Bret Hart's silver gear, so congrats, Gerson. Very good. For Bret, it's hard to tell. I really enjoyed him and all his movesets work, and they were consistent, so I feel like he's a 9. I got a feeling I'm overranking him a bit, but I just enjoyed him so much that in my head it says lower, but my heart says 9, so I'll stick with that. And that's fine. I feel like there's another person a couple people who feel like they overranked him, but they still went with it, so I don't think Gerson's too much in his own boat there. Up next, Sheik. Iron Sheik did obtain Bret Hart this time, and it says, Bret Hart is my favorite wrestler of all time, and I feel that he never really got his time in the sun as all of his iterations are meh, Trickster and Showboat. What? I'm sorry, I messed that up. And I feel like he never really got his time to shine in the sun as all of his iterations are meh, to used to be good, Striker and Tech. Okay, so the meh ones are Trickster and Showboat in Sheik's mind, and then they used to be good was Striker and Tech. But basically all four of them are kind of blech. When I heard that he was getting a Hall of Fame iteration, I was nervous after last week's Iron Sheik release. I feel that. I'm sorry about that again, Iron Sheik. But I am so happy when I heard that he... Oh, man. I am sorry. I was nervous after last week's Iron Sheik release, but I am so happy I was wrong in thinking that. Bret has multiple viable movesets, which wouldn't be a shocker for the excellence of execution, and I feel is a top 5 acrobat behind Snoop, 93, Steamboat, Motu Austin, and DX Shawn. Best of luck to everyone to get the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Yeah, honestly, I don't know where I would rank this Hall of Fame Bret Hart. I really need to kind of look at him and look at the other acros. But Sheik brings up a good point that he might be up there. He might be one of them. Merrick's, as of this video, did not obtain Bret Hart, but said, Bret Hart has great variety and the moves are low charge. He's fun to play, which makes him a fantastic addition to the acrobat class. Also, the training ability is great for Bayley. I will say that with what he ranked him, Merrick's mentioned that the Hall of Fame tokens is kind of a drawback again. I think Merrick's has mentioned that every other review, so that's kind of what he's sticking with. As well as the health. There was a health discrepancy when it came to 5-star bronze versus 5-star gold, where we're not going to see him hit as hard when it comes to 5-star gold. Retro came in with best setup I felt was blue green, which is the opposite of what I was doing. That's what I read earlier when I was saying blue green. So Ven Corbin does green blue. Retro does blue green. I did a video only using that against the higher level DDP. I won, but I did lose some health, so go check that out. Retro's trying to get to 1K, so make sure to check him out on YouTube. Best Hall of Fame acro in the game, not best acro in the game though, so I could see people giving him an issued use of the tokens, which again Merrick's just mentioned as well, or not as he is the only acro male Hall of Fame. Depends on how they are playing in the future, and if acro will be needed before another one appears. Basically, the way that jumbles out is it depends on if Scopely is going to require an acro Hall of Fame for something to be done in the game. He's going to be extremely useful for that, but if another acro Hall of Fame comes out in the meantime, he may be replaced. He doesn't think that his score is going to be the retro score this time. He said, my rank, though, will be at a guess, not the retro score this time. And then he rated it what he rated it. As of this video, Sapper did obtain Bret Hart. Several very good setups. Green 1, green 2, blue 1 is probably the best and has huge damage potential turn 1 if played correctly. His coaching ability is unique and makes someone like Acro Bayley a better poster, which kind of echoes the sentiments of Merrick's as well. The uniqueness of his poster, the only male Acro Hall of Fame poster, makes him a must-have for me, and of course Sapper did get him, so congrats. Alright, last one is Zinker coming in with the review. I love this character. It seems to me that it is a good version of a Hall of Fame, although originally Bret Hart was not an acrobat. His multiplier gems hit very hard, and with his purple moveset, he can auto-charge his own movements. So excellent fighter, and more than that, he can be recruited at 4-star bronze, which is a great advantage because many of those who go out to try to recruit at 2,000 charge, which I believe is 4-star gold, half the people stay halfway to recruit the fighter. They don't ever get to 2,000. And that's true. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we were told that he was able to be recruited at 4-star bronze. He was. We thought we'd be able to get enough shards, Twin Tours, and the event for the weekend, the 3 flash feuds, but that may not have been the case. So again, we're still waiting to see what Scopely says regarding to that. So, and then alright, so Retro declined to mention if he had gotten it, but he actually just sent me a message on Discord, and he did not get him. He did not get Bret. Oh, and DJ's also here. DJ also did not obtain Bret Hart this weekend. Oh, what is this? New challenger? I skipped over him because I thought Benny wasn't going to be a part of the video this weekend, but Benny had just last second threw his hat into the ring, and I'm just going to read it off of Discord instead of putting it into my notes and going through everything, so if this sounds choppy, please forgive me. Finally, something to talk about. Bret Hart, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Again, the excellence of execution. Again, in French, le plat de résistance. I hope I said that somewhat correctly. Definitely and by far the best poster of this so-called Hall of Fame spectacular MLC. Oh. Multiple builds, turn 1, might be the best acrobat in the game and he deserves it. Ooh, hot take. Loved double green blue, picture attached. Benny does the same setup I do, with the deal damage based on how many multiplier gems are on the board. Oh, and if you were lucky enough to get both gears, it's only icing on the cake, not really needed. At the moment, I'm at 1175 out of 1200, 125 from pulls, so I guess I'll be spending on more pulls, but definitely worth it. Okay, so as of this video, Benny did not obtain Bret Hart, but is only 25 shards away. Bret Hart deserves only the best, solid 9.5, with gears 10. So I'll actually flash, before I add Benny's in, because Benny is coming in a little bit late, I'm going to show you folks. So we have a really solid review. We have 2Bob with 9.5, and then going down from there, 10, 9.5, 9, 9, 9.5, 9, 9, 9.5, 8.5, 7, 9, 9, and 9. We will, and all of this totaling out to about a 9.03. If we throw Benny's in there, which is another 9.5, that jumps to a 9.06, and if we take out, unfortunately Retro did have the lowest score at 7, but that is still very impressive. Retro is our very own critical thinker when it comes to this, and I appreciate Retro's scores quite a lot. The 0 was a little much, which reminds me, it's 1 to 10, not 0, so I'm going to change Sheik's, which Iron Sheik is now 6.3, but that doesn't really make a difference. So if we take out Retro's from a 7, wow, Bret Hart goes to a 9.2. So I'll put Retros back in there because that is part of the review. But I do think that Bret Hart is a tier 1, a solid tier 1. There's no tier 1.5, nothing. There's no question about that. He is a tier 1 character. If you obtained him, yes, the Hall of Fame tokens are rough, but I think he's 5-star worthy. And yeah, enjoy this character. I've said everything I needed to say really regarding this. And moving forward, hopefully, you know, Scopely mentions whatever happened this weekend gets cleared up. And hey, it is what it is. So I apologize for the longer video, but there was a lot to say. Everybody had a chance to use him because he was a trial character. So of course, all the reviews were going to be a little bit longer. So hopefully everyone stayed and checked out stayed and checked out the full video. As it stands, I would love to hear anyone's opinions on moving forward, if there's anything you'd like to see differently. I think mentioning if someone gets a card or not over the weekend is definitely handy. But overall, I'm satisfied. So with that, I will see you folks on the next one. And until then, be safe and take it easy. See ya.